fix. Alright, thank you, Shyla. That was really wonderful. I have to say that. Coming from the delivery team, Toastmaster Krishnan, you heard her speak?
Yeah,
fantastic. So
the right side is better.
The
right here is better.
Right here is better. Okay, let's hear from the left end. Over to you, Toastmaster Krishnan.
Thank you, Moderator. Good evening, friends, distinguished Toastmasters, illustrious Toastmasters, senior and junior, and new people coming in. You know, when I was about 9 years old, this was something which stuck in my mind, and I will carry it to my grave, or rather, I will be a funeral. There was the NatWest Trophy final of the English County, and it was a cold, blistery, foggy afternoon in Sussex. The final was being played between Sussex, Somerset, and Glamorgan. And Somerset had such grades like Ian Botham. Incidentally, I'm talking about cricket. Somerset had grades like Ian Botham, I.V. Richards, Peter Weaver, and you know, Glamorgan also was equally for Graham Daly was at his ferocious best. And you know, Graham Daly was opening the bowling. First ball, he bowled out Peter Weaver. And the next delivery, I think it was somebody else, I don't remember the name, he got caught at the first. And that was the moment when I.V. Richards walked. You know, he's a very arrogant, he walks with a swagger, he's got a lot of body language, stuff like that. He came through his guard, he was chewing his gum, you know, he chews gums. And Graham Daly came ferociously for the hat trick. 6 slips, 2 gullies, and first ball was a yorker, dead bang on target at a speed of about 120 kilometers or something. Richards struck it for a straight 6 to the side, to the screen. It was unforgettable because the next 3 were 6s, and the entire over he smashed the self-confidence of Graham Daly. Friends, that's the power of delivery. You know, whatever be the subject, whatever be the issue, I am starting contentious issues. Second time. The point I'm trying to make is that at the moment, today is the yesterday you are talking about. Today is the tomorrow you are talking about yesterday. Right? Content delivery, delivery does not deserve the attention that it requires in this country. And that is the result of which we pay, whether it is the fire plants that we did all these years. God knows how many fire plants we did. And look at what happened to the fire plants. Everybody planned, but execution was something which they did not count. Well-polished presentation of mediocre content will be greatly impactful than a mediocre delivery of a great content. So I believe that execution holds the key to a lot of things in this country, in our corporate life, in our business life, in our personal life. Imagine if you had to go and ask your wife for a favor. If I'm not able to deliver properly, imagine what will be done. So I don't need to elaborate. Another point I wanted to make is that it's vital to in conclusion, friends, I think execution holds the key to all content, and execution is the thing which is 99% perspiration, content could be 1% inspiration. Thank you.
There's a lot of reference to delivery in different ways. Sasta started it with delivering kittens. Now there is a delivery at the cricket match. For some time I thought you were in fact doing a commentary for a cricket match. Is everybody okay? Yeah, okay, for the benefit of the participants and also the audience, We have a time limit of 3 minutes. First minute is going to be green. The second minute is going to be amber. The timer was there. Yeah, he's there. Okay, I forgot to acknowledge the timer. I didn't know you were the timer. Oh, you're assisting the timer? The timer is somebody else? Whatever it is, don't forget to show the cards. Right? So 1 minute green, second minute amber, third minute red, and you have exactly 1 second to wind up. Right. Thank you, Krishnan, for that wonderful execution. And I'm really proud that you focused on delivery, because sometimes people really forget which team they are. You're listening. So we heard from content team and the delivery team. I want to turn the table to the delivery team, between both of you. Did I get you first? Yeah. That was the intent. All right. So, Kush, you want to go next? Yeah. Over to you, Kush.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, and a very warm good evening to all the guest audience present over here and to the honorary opponents which we have today. So we saw a beautiful story which our opponent weaved around. He used the beautiful words to describe the audience, to describe the match, the cold, bristled, foggy morning. The way he weaved the content around it didn't matter whether how he delivered. It all mattered what he spoke. He remembers the old story and everything about it just exactly, from the players, from the team, and the words he used to describe it. So what I'm trying to say over here is, the moment he used that much illustrious content, it didn't matter how he was delivering. It was so beautiful in listening to it because he used all the beautiful words. So he himself portrayed how important is the content for us. Now, I'll give you another example. You go to an e-commerce shop. Okay, you purchase an item, you compare two mobiles, you see all the specifications, this has better RAM, this has better screen, and you purchase that thing. Do you ever bother about how it is going to be delivered to you? You take care of it at the end. You only bother about what is inside. When it is delivered to you, like whether it is cash on delivery or the payment delivery, it doesn't matter to you. What matters to you is whether the mobile is intact, whether the content is intact or not. As Shyla rightly pointed out that the speech should be structured. Our delivery team pointed out clearly by giving a structured speech. They didn't care about delivery, they were caring only about content, and that was the beautiful part, and I really loved it. And leaving aside that part, so I can see here that it is not 3 on 3. Right now it is 4 on 2. And we have got Krishnan also on our side. So overall, what I feel that content drives the message. You remember Dhananjay's speech, I see something in you? You remember? Do you remember how he delivered? Yeah. You remember, right? Correct. So you remember how he delivered, but what remains with you? That is the message. I see something in you. You see speakers using that phrase again and again. It doesn't matter how it was, but you remember the phrase all throughout. He even said, I don't know what it is. Because he doesn't know what it is, but it stays along forever. So that's what is the power of content. It stays with you till the point it is there. Like the story stayed from 9-year-old to the 59-year-old for 50 years. Same way the content holds long for as long as possible. So that is why content is the essence of everything. And our DTM Jayan also makes all the jokes and remarks all because of his content. He doesn't move his body around here or nothing like this. He just delivers the absolute content. So it's an epitome of content over here. So I can just summarize that content is the case. Over to the moderator.
Kush, you know what? I love your delivery. Fantastic. Your content was very rich, but I can't face it. Your delivery was really good. Okay. So now you guys have to tell me. I better walk. These guys are going to think that I'm on this side. So I'm in the middle, right?
Middle is always dangerous.
Middle is always dangerous. So they're vehemently saying content is the key. and they've cited some beautiful examples. And you are also trying to cite some examples. So it's all a debate on examples. The examples are always stronger. So between Noorain and Sridhar, who's going to come next? And I hope you have a lot of examples to share with us. Give a big round of applause to Noorain.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
So as you just saw, Toastmaster Kush, our honorable opponent, very beautifully described what Krishnan sir had in his content. So I can only say that we gave Krishnan sir content and Kush shown how it has to be delivered. Thank you so much, Kush. Now before I give you all examples on why delivery really is the king, Kush again brought out this really beautiful example of Dhananjay's speech, and he said, I see something. Do you all remember that beautiful rose that he used in his speech?
Yes.
Yes? Even today, I think in an international speech contest, the biggest reason why people get disqualified is when they use a rose in their speech. And that to me is the power of delivery, of using that beautiful rose to deliver a very important message. Now, this is the 21st century. Does anyone disagree with me? No? Yes? We are all inundated with data. You look around, there's data. You open social media, there's data. You come to a Toastmasters meeting, there's everyone talking, there's data. Do we listen to each and everything that's around us? No. What do we listen to? We listen to something that attracts our attention, and what helps you get that attention essentially is delivery. Now, even at a Toastmasters meeting, even at this meeting, I could have sat down here, just taken out words out of my mouth, and that would have sufficed. I am making a point, but is it making an impact? No. So delivery really matters. Now to quote an example here as DTM Jayan, as the moderator demanded, on social media, right? If a girl uploads a photo, saying, hey, you know what, I just had a meal at KFC today, 100 likes, right? A guy says the same through status update, how many likes? Does anyone even notice that he's put up the status update? No. What does it tell you? Delivery always wins over content. Next thing, we all went to school, didn't we? We all went to school, didn't we? Now in science class, what do you remember? Do you remember any of those long project notes that you had? No, you don't. You remember the experiments that your teacher taught you when she took you to the science lab. That is the power of delivery, because it helps you retain all that information that's around you. Yes? Now, lastly, I would like to say most of us even join a Toastmasters meeting not to learn facts. We're all engineers, we're all journalists, we all come from different professions. We are here not to learn facts about our profession. We are here to learn how to effectively present those facts before an audience, which is why we all essentially join Toastmasters. We are all here, ladies and gentlemen, because we are students of delivery. Thank you very much.
Noorain, thank you so much. I really have to appreciate what you just said. You had some real powerful content in your speech. That's really wonderful. And you guys are really showcasing what content and delivery means to us. And we'll take a small break here and move the focus to the audience. How many of you are now convinced as to which one is very important? And if you want to raise your hand and then say.
Do you think content is important?
Oh, I have to ask? Yeah.
Then they use body language to show whether they agree or not.
They have to listen to Jayan. They don't have to see. So you can only listen to content. You can't listen to delivery.
And, you can't see delivery.
What you see is what you get.
I'm sorry I gave a break. There is a very famous saying in one of the movies. I thought audience is going to come back and shout at me, and they were like wonderful sitting there. So I don't know, we don't want to put you in a fix. Oh, nobody understood. Alright, so I just want at least two of you to just share your views on what you just did.
And let them complete that, all three.
Oh, after that you have enough to deliver.
Enough content to deliver.
Yeah, you are creating content you want to deliver at the end of it. I don't know whether I have time for that, but anyway, I'm going to pass the focus back to the team here. Last two, very important, Neena and Sridhar. Your views are very, very important because that will make my work easier. I'm going to take a view from yours and then give my verdict. So let's hear from the last opponent from the
Content.
Over to you, DTM Jayan.
Thank you. Mr. Moderator, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Content is key. We all have occasions where we've attended Toastmasters speeches at clubs, contests, especially humorous contests. We laugh, we giggle, we fall on the floor. By the time we walk out of that room, we can't remember a word of what we said. Which are the speeches that you remember 6 months or a year after the speech? The ones with content. Have they touched your heart? Have they touched your emotions? Shyla showed you very clearly. You can have examples like Malala, you can have people like Stephen Hawking who do not exhibit great vocal variety or emotional pyrotechnics on the floor and do all kinds of things, but their message stays. Without content, delivery is useless. Delivery can be used to enhance content, but when you concentrate only on delivery, you will not have anything worth remembering. That's why we continue to reiterate a well-structured, well-delivered speech is what will stay in your hearts and your minds for a long, long time. That's what content is all about. Delivery for the sake of delivery, where you have vocal variety like Arnab Goswami or any of the other people, shows you that you can have verbal pyrotechnics, but that they do not affect you. If you want substance, you do not need to shout. And that's what content is all about. Use your delivery to enhance the content, not to drown it. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Team content. I somehow get a feeling that content is really, really important.
Really?
So from what I've heard, because I've heard 3 people here and just 2 people here. So, sorry?
4 and 1.
4 and 1. How
Voting
many
on our
mathematics?
side. Voting on our side.
4 on their side. Okay, so mathematics, error all of you have heard, there is a big emphasis on content. Without content, there is no delivery. Is that what you was trying to say? And delivery can only enhance that value. But otherwise, content by itself can stand on its own and then still deliver the message that it wants to deliver. Here, 5 people talk, plus a half. So you're going to end it. And I hope you'll end it on a very nice, contentious note. Over to you, Sridhar.
Shasta wants the empty chair also. That Kush wants the empty chair also. That side. About more people on the side. Respected Toastmasters, more respected opponents. Whenever I go to my mentor with my content, I remember the interaction that I have with them about Suduka movie. Romance varliyada. Where is love, man? I said, I love you. And he also tells me like my wife says, where is love? You are actually saying I love you, but there is no love actually. And then in just the way they delivered, a sauce and a hand, you could connect it with Shasta. You didn't need a word, you didn't need a content to come and actually say that. Even a cat, despite delivering 3 times, is not able to stand an elephant not delivering. And when it comes to delivery, even somebody like Jayan gets nervous. Content is like CAC committing the money. Delivery is like CAC giving the money. Kamala Hassan once said, in Manmadali movie, Balachandra was actually narrating one scene to him, and the way Kamala Hassan was acting, Balachandra said, Nagesh Nanshi. So imagine somebody like Kamal Hassan is not able to give life to what Balachandra thought. Only Nagesh could do it, and that's the power of delivery. And my beloved mentor, first mentor Neena Jan madam told, Sridhar, you always have a great content, but smile when you are delivering. And a simple smile can actually make a difference, and that is how Neena madam demonstrated by just smiling and making a great impact actually. And if only Shyla had stood up and spoken here, the Delhi would have made a huge impact on the speech that she gave. And they spoke about enthusiasm and energy, no doubt. Is important, but what is important in a content is the emotion that can come only in delivery. How many of you remember what Malala spoke? What do you remember? They prepared the content. You don't know what she delivered, what her content you don't know, but what she delivered with that emotion is what stays in your mind. And even the way Kush said, love you, that makes the difference. Actually. Right? When I was actually going for my contest speech, I made this statement. She was miles away, yet he was able to feel her presence. I was always emphasizing on her. Then my mentor said, forget her, your wife it could be, but forget her. Emphasize feel. Then I said, even when she was miles away, he was able to feel her presence, and that made all the difference in delivery. So a good content with a great delivery can be reduced to half the words with double the impact. Content is key, but using the key is more important. That's delivery.
That chair is thoroughly confused.
Because he had powerful content, especially when he was talking about CDC, committing that money and delivering that. Wow! I really like the content and the delivery. So I'm a little confused which one to support. But the best part of being in a debate is you very well know what the truth is, but you need to talk against the truth. And that's what these two teams did. We all know in a speech, being Toastmasters, both content and delivery are very, very important. And it is a situation, it is the kind of message that you want to deliver, it's the kind of speech that you're delivering tells you what percentage of content and what percentage of delivery is important, and that makes us what makes the difference. So there is no right or wrong way in terms of saying there should be 50% content or 50% delivery. Sometimes it can be 30% content, but you can still make it powerful by the way you deliver. Sometimes your content can be too powerful, you don't have to deliver. You can just stand in a place and then still communicate, and that is what you are talking about, Malala. I really don't know what she spoke, but what I mean is, yeah, she was talking about the Nobel Prize and she got
No, she talked about education.
Oh, she spoke the reason that I don't remember why what she was saying is because her delivery was bad. And she told me education is very important. I would have understood education. She just said education is important. She did. Oh, okay. No, I'm not saying content is not important. No, the debate is turning between the moderator and this team. You guys are getting into violent, okay? So
you have to use this team.
I have to use no, I'm supporting the content team.
That's what we want.
No, I'm supposed to tell the word. Yeah. You know, delivery can't be any violent, but content can be really violent. Yeah, that's what this team is trying to tell me. Now, you took examples of movies. I really loved it because those really make a difference. Something that I loved from this debate is the kind of examples these people used. You all used some amazing examples. Right from cricket to Facebook, I don't know where delivery comes there. Okay, examples from movies, and Robin Sharma and some other great person you used. I forgot his name. Oh, that guy? Okay. Nice guy. He doesn't deliver, but he's confident. Right? I don't know how many of you follow Hindi movies. There's a movie called Bagban. How many of you have seen that? Bagban? Yeah. Oh, okay. Somebody correcting the way I deliver. I like that. Yeah. No, you correct to the content. Wrong word. Okay, by the way, the debate is over. If the moderators speak. Bagban, and in fact, if you guys have not watched that movie, you must watch only one part of that movie where Amitabh Bachchan speaks towards the end of the movie. He doesn't move. He's behind a lectern and he delivers a speech. I've never heard such a powerful speech in my life. And that shows the kind of content that he had was so damn powerful, he did not require voice modulation or jumping on the other side of the lectern to make his message heard. But at the same time, when you watch any comical scenes in a movie, the content is so useless. But the way these comedians delivered those lines is so powerful. So what I come to understand from this debate is, both are important, and I'm sure both the teams agree. All of you agree, and we all agree. But the question is, what percentage of content and what percentage of delivery is required? It depends, according to me, depends on the situation, depends on the speech, depends on the message, and depends on the audience as well. If it is going to be a highly intellectual audience, I don't think you should jump all across the stage to get the message delivered. A dumb audience, they will only listen when you jump across. So he shouted that word and I heard that word. So that is how it is. So many things come into account when it comes to content and delivery. So that way, I'm really struggling to say which team really won. But the way the things turned out, my favorite team is going to be the delivery. Delivery a lot, but nevertheless, I really love the way you fought it, and that is what the debate is all about. A big round of applause.